Okay, so novice teacher. I spent 21 years in the Army, and I, taught at church and things like that. But I am not college trained. I don't have a degree, and I guess that makes me a little bit different of a teacher. But I remember feeling a little overwhelmed when I started. We had a teacher in service. I've been teaching almost 2 years now here at the high school, and we were in service right before my first year, and someone was using the word pedagogy, and I'm like, I know MOS, NCO, PCS, MRE, PX, TMC. I know these things, but I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what it meant. I had no clue, and I was a little lost with that. A jigsaw for me was a saw that you use to do intricate woodwork, and cutting things out. So I was concerned it was going to be kind of painful making the transition from the Army and stuff, and teaching at the high school level. But I guess the biggest thing that's helped me is this novice teacher program. It's not a 1 year and done, because I would have been out of it already. Fortunately, in I guess Kerry's inside, or just however the program works, it's a 3-year program. So we have cohorts, we have groups of us that move together through the program. We get helped along the way. We have focus areas, we have teaching cycles, or coaching cycles, and we focus on like a specific area for the 9 weeks, right? And then we move on to another area, and as we do that, we can kind of get help in those areas. We can figure out if we're actually applying it, and it's helpful for me, because like I said, I don't know what I don't know. I guess some of these like teaching models people brought up, I didn't know what they were. But as part of this novice teacher program, I'm able to get mentorship. I'm able to get hands-on help with either curriculum items or how I'm doing things. We have observations and feedback, and it's not just me being observed, which is incredibly helpful and getting good feedback, but also me going on observing other teachers and seeing how they do it. Kerry will teach one way, Tyler will teach a different way, and totally different subjects, but seeing how they interact with the students, seeing how they, use the technology and the boards and everything, and how people use it differently is helpful for me, because I like seeing a variety of methods and figure out what works for me. And so that's been pretty helpful. And then the check-ins, I get checked on a lot, meaning not in the classroom, but just in the hallway. Hey, how's class going? How is whatever problem I was facing going? And so that's been a big support for me going forward, to try and get through last year, to get through this year. And so now I'm doing things like incorporating standards-based learning and working on my student engagement methods, proximity. I have a tendency to kind of wander around anyway, so that wasn't as big of a problem usually, but trying to keep the students engaged right now seems like with a lot of the millennial minds, it's a 60-second attention span. So if you're not moving, if you're not doing things to keep them engaged, they drift pretty quick. Getting them to apply the learning, thinking of second and third order effects, ripple effects, whatever you want to call them, taking what they're learning and applying it to their other classes or applying it to the real world is sometimes a challenge, but it's also pretty rewarding when you see it happen. But I think one of the things I was told, which is a compliment, but Kerry, our novice teacher, mentor, she had said at some point that I was unconsciously excellent, and I took that as Southern for being blissfully ignorant, maybe. But she saw my experiences in the military and the Army, and the different places in my life where I've had the opportunity to, work with youth and teach and do different things, have actually prepared me to help do this job. I may not know what you call it technically, out of a college book, but some of the things that I do, or at least that I make the attempts to do, not wittingly, right? Were actually really good things, and they just need to be brought out. They need to be highlighted and used, maybe do it just a little bit differently. And so to me, that's kind of the whole point of the novice teacher program, is to take someone like me who's been, not in the academic environment, and help me take what I bring with me to the table and transition it into the school district, to my classroom, to helping the students become better, become not just better educated, but become able to think more critically, be able to stand on their own 2 feet when they graduate. And that's kind of our goal. We have a wide curriculum that doesn't necessarily fit neatly into Arkansas standards in verbiage, but I'm learning how to work with the program to make sure that the things that we do teach are beneficial to the students, that help them grow as students, as people, to help them mature and become self-reliant, and then also applying the rigor to it so that we can be based on standards, so we can see progression, track progression with data, and see where we need to intervene and help. And all this is stuff that I've been learning over the last almost 2 years now as part of this novice teacher program. It's pretty cool.